I've been with a lot of East Africans in studio, and East Africans are such lazy studio artists.
People ask me where I get all my energy from the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god, and you can be one too.
You're listening to Adeshokbe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to a brand new edition of Adeshokbe Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, right here in the heart of London, the Afromedia Studios to be exact. As always, this is where we break down the hottest topics in the culture, and then we're joined by a special guest once in a while to talk one-on-one with me. As always, we appreciate all the subscriptions, likes, comments. Take a moment to subscribe now. Let's get the numbers going up. The bigger we get, the better we're in position to promote our people without waiting for others to do that. This is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. Stay energized. This is for us, by us. You can go to energygod.com, place your orders, and support us. Now, joining me in the studio is all the way from East Africa, representing UG, to be exact. My brother, a voice of Uganda. It's Joshua Baraka.
Yo,
my brother.
That was quite the intro, bro.
Listen, had to, man. I'm happy. That, I'm always excited to see any of my brothers and sisters from the continent. And coming from East Africa, not that many East African artists come into town and reach out and want to be on the platforms and link up with people, and you're one of them. So I'm excited about you.
I'm excited to be
here
and,
too. And the funny thing is, I think I could say it here. Like, if not be the first, I'll probably be the second person to ever play your music on radio here in the UK.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
If not the first.
I agree.
Shout out to my brother DJ Moses Bags. We worked at Bang Radio that ultimately was the beat. And Moses Bags, I told him, I just said, listen, I want you to focus on East Africa. Anything that moves in East Africa, I don't care if it's popular, if it's not, if you like the music, you think it's fit for our show, bring it here. And he just came, it's like this guy, Joshua, and he just played it. Like, and we were playing it on radio then, even before anything. And to see where you've gone years after that, and now a superstar touring the world.
Amen.
Get ladies excited. But let's break it down. I want to get to know you. I want the people to get to know you. Who is Joshua Baraka? Where you from? And tell us a little bit about you.
First and foremost, I would love to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I really love this platform. I feel like it's doing a lot for the culture.
Thank you.
And I respect that and I appreciate that. So big up on yourself. Also, thank you, Moses. So I'm Joshua Baraka. I'm a musical artist. I'm from Uganda, Kampala, which is in East Africa, which is in Africa. So I'm an African.
Facts.
And that's what I am still.
Listen, what genre of music would you say to people that you make? Because I have my own perceptions. I would like for you to first of all express what your thoughts around your style of music is.
So for me, I would say I'm a man of many trades, a jack of many trades. I dabble in different genres. So I can't say that I have a particular genre I do, but I have a few. It depends on how I feel that day. Because, for example, like yesterday I made a pop song. I was in studio with like white producers.
And you just went in.
And it depends on how I'm feeling that day. So I would say I'm just an artist. I'm just a musical artist.
Who were your inspirations? So talk to me about music for Joshua. How did it start? Where did you come in contact with music? What was the background like?
So my mom was in the worship team. She was a worship team leader. So I grew up in church. My parents are both pastors.
Wow.
So I grew up playing instruments and being around music because my mom was the choir leader. And I just started writing really early. I love writing, and I just got into music at a very early age. And then when I was done with my A-level, which in Uganda we have A-level. A-level is like what you do when you're like 16.
Going into
Yeah, like
university.
going into university.
Yeah.
When I finished it, I couldn't continue into university because of some issues I had, and I just decided to take music as a full-time thing.
16.
At that time, because I
17,
finished.
18.
Yeah, because I finished at 18.
Yeah, yeah.
Then for like a year, I was trying to like
Just
hustle
see
and
where you
see
can go.
to try and I tried, bro. I tried a lot of things, man, because I really didn't want to become a musician, because it felt obvious. You get, and I was just like, man, I need also doing music in Africa. I feel like you always feel like you need something to fall back on.
Facts.
But I was like, man, let me just do this thing and go and attack. And yeah, now I'm here, man.
What was so? You grew up in the church. Where in Kampala were you born and raised? And what was it like? Where you talk to us about Kampala and where you were born and raised?
So in Kampala, I was born in a place called Kawempe. Kawempe is like it's like a ghetto. Because me in Kawempe, there's even like another ghetto called Bwai.
Wow.
So now that's where I was born. And for me, I was born in the ghetto, but I didn't really like participate in ghetto activities because my parents were pastors. Yeah, so I was always like in church and
Straight
trying
and
to and then also my parents really struggled and put me through good schools because pastors always know like a teacher, they always know like a and I don't know how they did it, but I went to very good schools. So I was different, I would say, from like my peers from where I grew up. And yeah, man, it's just amazing that I'm from there and I'm here. But it's still a very big part of who I am and how I grew up. I'm not a pushover, but still I'm very respectful because everyone there is respectful. Everyone is like suffering. So like you have a mutual respect, in like there's some things you don't do, there's some things you do. So it just really nurtured me. You get how humble I am, and I don't take things for granted.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I'm the firstborn of three. There's a boy and a girl. Yeah.
So they're looking up to you. They're like, Joshua's the main guy.
Yeah.
Well, being the main guy in a family where you've got both parents as pastors, put you through good schools, even though you were born and raised in the ghetto.
Yeah.
That meant that there were a lot of expectations.
Yeah, lot, bro. That's why.
What was that like?
My parents wanted me to be doctors.
Oh God.
Yeah, they wanted me to be a doctor. If you're not doctor, you're engineer.
You're a waste of space.
Yeah. So I was like, bro, like these guys have put their lives on the line. Because in my O level, I did really well because I was a very smart kid. Still am. And I did very well. They were like, yeah, this boy's going to do sciences. When I reached A level, that's when I started doing production.
When you were supposed to be focusing on chemistry and biology, you were focusing on instrumentation.
Yeah, I was learning. That's when I got into, I was playing instruments. I wanted, there's a thing they say, to be really good at what you do, you have to do it for 10,000 hours. So I had made my calculations and I had to play 8 hours every day.
Gosh.
And in 2017, the whole of 2017, the whole of 2018, I played 8 hours every day, piano.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm so good at piano, but that made me so bad at biology.
So that took you away from the original plan.
Yeah. So I ended up like not doing well at all. Like, there's not doing well, but they're like, let's see what we can do for our boy. You get? Then there's not doing well where they're like, it's done.
Nah, it's not
over.
Gonna work.
It's over. And like, they had put so much into me going to those schools that there was literally like nothing left, right? And they were not even like pissed, they were just like disappointed. And it was like painful. I was like,
that's the one I hate the most.
I was like, I hate music, man. I wish I didn't do it. But like, I knew I can't leave music, right? So at the time, I now started trying to like study other things. But remember, like, we're out of money, everything was done. So I was playing piano for hire. I started playing piano for hire, like for in bands. Different bands, and as I started playing, I was getting some money. I come home, I buy food and stuff like that. So like I start
support the family.
to support the family, and I started also paying for my tuition to study. I had decided to study like engineering,
Yeah.
but I had to start it from certificate. Now the certificate for engineering is building construction.
God damn it.
So that means
That's physical labor.
yeah, that's literally like that's like hard work, bro. So like I was there, I started playing. I hated going to that school, man. I hated it. But like I didn't want to let my parents down. I also didn't want to again. So one time I was chilling and a friend called me, right? They were like, man, I have a gig for you. They were like, because at that time I had also met my team, the team that I work with now.
Yeah.
But I was also studying and we were just trying to figure out
What we're gonna do.
I think around that same time I had also got introduced to Moses, and I was just figuring out my life, right? But like I was halfway in, halfway out, because I felt like I needed like something to fall back on. But one day I was just there stressed, hungry, just sleeping on the floor. And a friend called me. He's like, man, I have a gig for you. I'm like, hey, what gig? He's like, come, there's a wedding. You're going to sing. So it was like a big corporate high-end wedding.
Wow.
So they wanted someone, but the person they wanted was not around.
Wow.
And he knew me from piano, and he knew like I could sing.
Sing
So he was like, come and sing. Because a lot of people didn't sing. But I was like, let me just go and do it. I need the cash. So I thought they'll give me like 150K or like 200K Ugandan shillings.
Yeah.
I reached, I got my guitar, and the lady asked me, when I reached, the lady was like, how long do you want to sing for?
Oh my God.
I was like, I want to sing for, so I was like, let me say like a very little time and see if they will allow. So I was like, 20 minutes. They were like, no, those are a lot. Hey! They were like, you sing for 10 minutes. We're going to give you 10 minutes. I was like, yeah. They were like, do you how much do you want? I was like, man.
You had to negotiate.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't want to say a price that's too low.
You don't want to.
Yeah, so I told her like, you give me what you have. Since I was recommended by a friend, I'll do it for. This chick gave me 800,000. She was like, this is the only money I have. I'm so sorry. I hope you can allow. I was like,
damn it. How much is that in dollars?
That's like, it's not even
like
a lot.
$500, $400.
It's like 300
for your first ever gig.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's a lot of money.
I was like, these guys are out here making all this money
like I'm
for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yo, I got that money. Then the next day I went to school, and the teacher told us to build a 1 by 1 meter wall. As I was halfway that wall, I was like, why? Why am I building this wall? I have 500,000 in my pocket, man. I'm going to study this thing for 2 years, then go and get like 40K a day.
Nah.
Like, I got this money in 10 minutes. I was like, bro,
I'm done.
I'm done. I just got my bag, left.
Wow.
I never went back to school. And I went back. I told I have a close friend of mine. I went with him to see my dad. I told him, man, Dad.
Talk to him, man.
Man, see how much I have right now. I showed him the wallet. Told him, do you know how long it took me to make this money? 10 minutes. So, bro, let me just allow me do this thing, and we'll go far with this thing. Trust me. And I had complete faith in my team and in myself and in God. And I really felt like that's what I had to do at that time. And my dad accepted, my mom accepted, and they prayed for me and gave me their blessing. And yeah, man, I just now started doing it full time, like studio every day, go for networking gigs. And in like a year or two, I was like buzzing. I was doing all the gigs, like all the live gigs, and I was doing like really high-end gigs.
Wow.
So I was getting some money, helped more with the family, with my bro, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And like in like my second year, that's when I like totally blew.
Just became
like blew, bro. And now we're like 3 years in, carrying the nation on the back, man.
That's it. That's another type of pressure now, because you're now like the hottest young act from Uganda,
Yeah.
who obviously you're here promoting, you've been in Europe with
Yeah.
Bien
Yeah.
from Kenya.
Yeah.
You're really pushing
Yeah.
not only your music and your sound, but
Yeah.
now representing the
The
flag.
country, yeah.
What's that like?
Yeah.
Especially getting into this pool of the
Yeah.
music business where you're seeing, the Nigerians doing
Yeah.
this, the Ghanaians,
Yeah,
everybody.
everyone is doing something.
But to be out here
Yeah.
and to be moving and shaking in that pond,
Yeah.
what does it feel like for you?
Yeah.
And how do you feel representing
Yeah.
the country?
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing that I'm in a position where like I also get to inspire people who will even do way more than me. You get what I mean? I'm in a position where I'm meaningful and I'm leaving an impact. You get, because I feel like so far, even like what I've done so far, people can start from there and take it even higher. You get what I mean?
Facts.
And we're making systems that weren't there in the East African music industry.
Yeah.
I'm not alone. Me, Bien, and all these guys.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time, the biggest problem of first is systems. So like West African music has a system. It has like, we talk to this person, we talk to this person. If you know this person and this person and this person, you're clear,
Yep,
right?
yep.
But like East African music has not had that because we don't know a lot of those people. So now me coming out here and network and meet these people and make leeway for other people is such
There'll
a
be
big
a lot
blessing.
direct access.
Yeah, it's such a big blessing, and I'm honored to be in this position. Yeah, I'm really honored to be in this position.
When I listen to your music, like from the get-go, it always kind of sounded, like the alternative sound from Nigeria. There's that blend of R&B, a little touch of Afro, a little, I was listening to your music and subconsciously my producer heard the music and he was like, "Oh, is that Thames?" I said, "Nah, that ain't Thames." Thames has a story with Uganda, but this ain't Thames. How, like, and one of the reasons why I also feel like I to explain to him how Uganda consumes music, I had to go to the top 100 Apple Music to show him the sound that Ugandans they listen to a particular type of sound, especially on the streaming platforms. They love the kind of R&B, slow vibe. Talk to me about that. Is that something that's is it the culture? Why is it that that sound is usually heavily successful in Uganda? Because Uganda was the first place. Joe Boy went, Rema went, Thames went. All those people go there first. Why is that?
So actually, contrary to like the streaming numbers, on ground, people listen to a lot of dancehall and reggae, and like raga, and even like the local, like the typical local Ugandan artist is going to make like a dancehall beat and raga dancehall. But now the people love listening to nice music also. Like, I'm not saying this music is not nice, but like cool. They like being cool, I would say. Ugandans like cool things. And then also like let's believe it or not, we can't deny it that the music that like West Africans have been putting out has been good. And Ugandans just like that. It's very danceable, but then it still gets you in your feels. So that now the people who stream music in Uganda, who are not so many, but they are there, they stream
those type of sound.
This type of sound. Because also the people who make local music also like on ground, they don't actually even, some of them don't even put the music on the platforms, you get. So there's a lot of like there's a lot of illiteracy and very minimal knowledge about like streaming and stuff like that. Like a lot of even like our biggest local artists don't even like condone streaming. They're like, man, why would I like try to get streaming money yet I can perform 9 shows in like 2 days and like cash out. So like there's been that illiteracy about that. But now the people who actually stream in UG, they listen to a lot of West African music because that's the closest thing they don't have. they have very few Ugandan artists who are able to replicate something like that. You get, so that's why when you look through our top 100, it's hard to find a Ugandan artist.
There's
It's
a
like
lot of like
it's like
Nigerian,
me and 5
Ghanaians,
others.
you and
Yeah, and like 5 other Ugandans. You get what I mean? So there's been that illiteracy, but like I feel like a lot of other Ugandan artists are also now starting to pick up and get into that. And there's also a change in sound, I would say, because when Nana blew, Nana was my biggest song, my first big song in UG, and when it blew, like people thought I was Nigerian. You get yeah, people thought I was Nigerian. Like, bro, like Nigeria is bringing out artists every day. Who's this guy? You get you get what I mean? And it was so crazy. And when they actually found out that I'm Ugandan, guys were like, bro, like Ugandans can do this music, like damn, this is crazy. Yet there's a lot of other artists who are doing it, but like they're underground. You get, so it was just crazy at that time when it happened, and I feel like it also inspired a lot of guys to now get into that. So I feel like our pop music will change soon, but it's going to take some time.
It's going to take a while. Now, when I saw you in the UK a couple of weeks ago, it was my brother Moses that hit me up. He said you had like a little listening. You had and when
Shout
I
out
got
Moses,
there,
man.
he's you know he's really been putting on for Uganda and people like yourselves for a while. And those are the kind of people that you need.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
People that genuinely just want their people to go far.
Yeah.
Want people to get the best out of their culture.
Yeah.
Outside of the world, and just really put people on regardless of whether they popular, they have money or not. Yeah. Let's just celebrate these people. Yeah. That's how you get ambassadors. Yeah. Do you understand? So when I walked into the place where you were having the listening, boom, I walked in right on cue when you were performing. And you were there with your guitar. Yeah. Boom. And you were just singing away. Like, and for me, those vocals are crazy.
Thank you, man. Bro. Thank you so much, bro.
That those vocals were incredible.
Thank you.
You just felt comfortable, even though that was your first time in that setting here in London. It felt very, very comfortable for you. And that's a different type of talent. Is that because of experience of performing live?
Definitely. Because I'm more popular as a live performer, I would say. Because remember, this is how I started. So I was playing band. I was like a music director for like a few bands.
Wow.
So I was doing a lot, although I was young. You remember the 10,000 hours thing?
How important is it for a musician to have those type of live performance experiences even before you start having hit records?
I feel like it's definitely very, very, very important, because at the end of the day, people are going to listen to that music, but they want to experience it live. You get what I mean? And people seeing you live should be an experience. It should be something they feel. I don't want to come and watch an artist and he does exactly what I listen to when I'm at home. You get? I'm trying to get insight into this artist's musicality and artistry and see him do things that I would love to pay him to see. You get? Because I don't want to pay and experience something I can get.
Listen like home.
So I feel like as an artist, being a performer is also an art of its own. So that's why some people are able to record music and they're good recording artists, but they're not good performers, because the stage is another world. It's a home of its own. So for me, I feel at home on stage because I've done it for a long time. But a lot of artists started in the studio. So now when it comes to like performances, they're going to struggle. Because, the thing is that when you're in studio, you can sing one line and rest. And you're like, let me start from there. Let me start from there. Stop. Let me start. But now with performance, you can't. You have to go. Yeah. If you sang the whole verse, you have to sing the whole verse. If it's one breath, you take one breath and do the whole verse. You get. But like in studio, like, hello, stop. Then you punch me in from there. You get what I mean? So that's the difference. And it's another art. It's an art of its own. So now that helped me a lot, because even me, when I'm in studio, actually, like, I record the song one take, the whole song.
So you do
Yeah,
it
like,
based on how
yeah,
you've
I would do it live. Yeah, so for me, I feel like an artist that I can't watch live, I can't be a fan of properly. Yeah, but that's just me. Yeah, that's just me. All the artists that I love, like Chronix, Adele, Brent Fires. I've never watched Brent, but I like his music. But Chronix is a great performer. Bob Marley was a great performer. Adele, Nat King Cole, all the guys I like that I love
when you see
are
them
great
perform
performers.
live.
Yeah, like I love watching them perform. So I feel like, and that's another place I feel like East Africans are good and are better than West Africans at. But that's just me. Not because I'm East African, but like West
industry.
Yeah, in East Africa, like, live music is a thing. You get, like, you have to be able to perform live and to be able to do what you did in studio. You get what I mean? And there's a lot of instrumentation
And that's how people
and stuff like that.
That's how
so,
the musicians in East Africa make money.
Yeah,
because
they
the streaming
perform.
platforms are not strong.
Exactly.
So you have to
perform.
Yeah,
and it's so crazy. And West Africans make amazing music. They are really good in the studio. Like,
facts.
Really good. Like, I've been with a lot of East Africans in studio, and East Africans are such lazy studio artists. You get what I mean? But like West African artists in studio are locked in. Like, they're in.
This
like,
is it.
Yeah.
Do or die.
Yes. You get. But like East African artists in studio will record, then like rest a bit, then like come back. Then you get, they're like very, but like when they start performing live,
that's when the energy comes. Yeah, I've seen a lot of incredible, you just say Chameleon. I've seen so many incredible East African performers that I'm like, this is, like crazy. You mentioned, with the reggae dancehall element.
Exactly.
So they that's a genre where you have to be a great live performer. There's no shortcut in reggae and dancehall.
Yes.
If you're not because before you even became you're a DJ MC first.
Yes.
So the performance aspect of things.
Yeah.
So now you're promoting the deluxe version of your album Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Has the hits on there. You've got Nana remix on there. You've got Delilah Part 2 on there. You've collaborated across the board on Nana remix. You've got the likes of Joe Boy and Cole. You've got Simi, King Man. You've definitely spread your wings.
Yeah.
The title of the album is Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Can be self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But would like to hear it from you.
Yeah. So Growing Pains is when a baby is growing.
Yep.
Their bones start to stretch and they cry a lot. It's called Growing Pains. And my first EP was called Baby Steps.
So you're still on that
baby. The baby is growing. Now he's experiencing growing pains. So when the album drops next year, it will be probably like all grown up.
I see what you do. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, but then also it's a play on like just literally like growing pains, because I wrote most of the songs after I blew.
Yeah.
So and I had experienced a lot of things around that time, and I was just growing so fast.
Breakups,
like so much, and I was traveling. Because I actually took my first flight last year.
No way.
Yeah, bro. I took my first flight.
Where was that to?
It was to Nairobi.
Kenya.
Next
door.
The boy was flying. I was scared of the plane. And
that's amazing.
like since that flight, my passport is almost full now.
Thanks.
So it's so crazy. And that amount of growth in that small amount of time is a lot, and it's kind of painful, but it's still necessary. Yes, and I talk about it on some songs on the EP. Yeah.
How does such a change coming from your background, born and raised where you were born and raised, to parents that were pastors,
Yeah.
raised in the church, still
Yeah.
in the ghetto, had difficulties with finances,
Yeah.
couldn't continue education because of left, right, center,
Yeah.
went bricklaying,
Yeah.
quit that, became a musician,
Yeah.
and then within a space of 12 months,
Yeah.
incredible growth and
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
How does that affect the human being
Yeah.
that is Joshua?
Man, it's crazy because Moses can testify for me. He also grew up from my area, and like that to this is like a drastic like change, bro. Like
Different world.
it's a whole different world. You know, when you're growing up, they tell you things about like outside countries. They're like, man, they are talking cars, what? You get things like that, and like me just experiencing that at once, and like having all these people, you have friends who are like, hey man, you don't give us time anymore, you know, you
Relationships.
dig, and like even the way your mind changes when you go back to the places you are, sometimes you come off like you're being
Like you're acting
different, like
you're
you're acting brand
different.
new. Yeah. So like it affected a lot of like my friendships and stuff like that. Although my real friends are still with me, but like a lot of these people who are like not even your friends like that are the ones who
close.
make the most
the ones
noise.
that are gonna talk.
Yeah, and then like definitely like family, you know, African families, mostly like extended ones. You have
The
this
phone's
uncle
ringing.
you've never seen in
The
your
phone's
life.
ringing.
He's saying, yo, do you remember me? I carried you when you were a baby. Bro, like, yeah. So, like, me as me, I experienced a lot of that. And then also, for me, what helped me is that I have a very good team around me of like genuine people who love and support me. So, a lot of these things I didn't happen to me at once. Like I had people holding me, and they couldn't let me fall.
Feel those.
You get like they can't let me go home with like 20 girls. Yeah.
They don't.
They
Man.
don't.
That's
man.
the life of a rock star, Joshua. Come on, man.
No, it can be very short-lived, but yeah, we want to be a rock star, but for a long time, you know,
we want to be here for a long time.
You know, I think of being a star. You know, as stars, the more they burn, the closer they come to death.
To the extinction.
You know, yeah, it's the same thing as a candle. If the flame is too bright, it dies out quickly. So like if you keep burning yourself out, going or doing all these things at once, bruh, you're going to burn out. You're going to that's why the biggest rock stars have not had the longest time on earth. Like the craziest ones, like guys who blow and go crazy, and then they start doing the craziest things. They don't stay here for too long, man. Yeah, which is quite crazy. So I'm not on that path, and I've had people who around me who keep me from that. So I've been quite blessed. And then also me as a person, of course I was affected. Like you get like anxiety and stuff like that, because now you're just so unsure of yourself and the people around you, and you're like, you're
worrying about the next hit record.
Yeah, sometimes like randomly, like at night. Randomly at night, you're like, man, will I make it? And then in the morning, you're like, yeah, I will. Yeah, but it's quite crazy, man. A lot of times you feel like alone because you feel like no one really understands what you're going through. And it's quite crazy, man. Like if you feed into those emotions, they can eat you up, man. Can eat you up, because a lot of times you feel like you're alone, but you're actually not. There's a lot of people who have been in that same exact situation, the place you are in. So sometimes you just have to reach out. So for me, I've had people who have talked to me, like Bien is like my brother, and just him telling me like, I've been where you are, now do this, don't do this. It's very... So I've been blessed, man. I won't lie. I've just been blessed,
Absolutely.
to have guidance around me,
Now, the Deluxe project is out, Growing Pains. Growing Pains. You've been here in the UK.
Yeah.
You had 6 or 7 cities with BN in
Yeah.
Europe, performing
Yeah.
to different audiences, introducing your sound.
Yeah.
Now UG is like huge on your back now.
Yeah.
The country
Amen, bro.
and the culture is seeing the world
Yeah.
and this industry through your eyes.
Yeah.
What's next? What's the next?
Yeah.
Goal?
I'm a musician, man, so definitely I'm going to make more music and make more. I would say I'll play you some stuff after,
Yeah.
but like even the music I'm making now is more, I would say, informed, because when you get out there, you're meeting all these different people and getting all these different cultures, and I feel like as West Africans, you guys were blessed that you got people who did that for you and carried those cultures for you.
Yeah.
Like Fela went to America,
Yeah.
learned what he learned,
Yeah.
brought it back, infused it in his music.
Facts.
So for you, when you listen to his music, you're listening to a refined product and you're getting
Absolutely.
that. So
Absolutely.
for me, I feel like I'm refining myself, and I'm so blessed to have that. So definitely I'm making more music, more informed music, and more just music that's, truer to me and where I am right now. So I'm definitely just making more
And
music.
you're a producer. So
Yeah.
you produce all your music?
Yeah, I produce my music.
All
yeah.
your music.
Yeah.
So you produce all your music.
Yeah.
You write all the lyrics.
Yeah.
You sing on the songs.
Yeah.
100% now, my brother. He's giving nothing away. Like, we're only gonna give this to the mix and master engineer. After that, we're taking everything.
I mix and master, like Jolene. Jolene, I produced, mixed,
No
mastered,
way.
sang, wrote. Yeah, bro. Like I feel like
That's crazy.
when you're coming from like a place where
you have to
you
do
have
it
to do it
yourself.
yourself. You
I
just
like
you just
that.
learn it,
Yeah.
Because as I said, like in UG, I didn't know a lot of people who were doing the stuff I want to do. So I had to learn it myself, man. I was on YouTube every day. Bro, those 8 hours a day weren't for nothing. I was like 5 hours piano, 3 hours production.
No
every
way.
day. Every day. Yeah. And you just put in the work. And for me, when I'm working with other producers, every producer I work with, Axon and all the guys I've worked with, we co-produce. Like we work together, and because I love production and I understand it. So man, it just put me in a position. That's why I feel like I've been able to accomplish what I've had in this short time, is because a lot of these opportunities found me ready. So for any artist out there who wants to like go crazy, I feel like if you want to go to be crazy, just learn everything you can about music. Like everything, man. Like writing is not enough. Learn how to produce, learn how to play instruments, engineer yourself, know how you want your vocal to sound. You get, like when they send you back a mix, you're like, man, I don't like this. You get, be able to give notes about your art. And yeah.
That's amazing, man. And final question, I want you to give me maybe 2 names of young musicians that we can look at from UG, and then a couple names of those that you are listening to across the continent or would love to get in the studio with.
Yeah. From UG, there's Elijah Chitaka. There's Azawi. Azawi. Cohen JC. There's an artist called Sean Main. There's Sound Like BB. There is Dennis C. Lagum the rapper.
Wow.
There's so many, bro.
That's
so many. Yeah, there's so many. Then on the continent, I'm definitely listening to the stuff everyone is listening to. Era's new album. Looking forward to Thames' new album too. Bana, Wiz, something Soweto. He hasn't dropped in a while, I think, but I'm looking forward to that. Kabza, Fali.
Yeah, you're talking now.
Yeah, Fali.
You talking.
There's one of my favorite artists is called Lokua Kanza. It's from Congo. Also.
Yes.
Yeah. Bruh,
that's
so
amazing. And again, that is an example of the different varieties of music that you create.
Yeah.
That just in that short explanation of the music you listen to,
Yeah.
that tells the different kind of ranges
Yeah.
that influences, your art. And
Yeah.
that's probably one of the reasons why your music sounds the way it does.
Yeah.
And people can relate to it, whether they're from East Africa, West Africa, Europe, or whatever, because you tap into all of these sounds.
Yeah.
And for a young African, I think that's an amazing quality to have.
Yeah.
The music sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Your vocals are amazing. I think you're a fantastic live performer. You have
Yeah. Thank you.
such a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the world is going to be like for you in the next 12 months, 24 months.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say the same type of energy that you've
Yeah.
kept, protecting yourself, protecting your energy, keeping
Thank you.
everything,
Yeah.
not burning the candle
Yes.
too much. I think that's all you need to do.
Thank you.
I'll be right here rooting for you and waiting for the next
Thank you.
conversation
Thank you.
that we're going to have.
Yeah,
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, my brother all the way from Uganda,
Yeah,
Joshua Baraka!
I had a question for
Yes,
you, man.
please.
Yeah.
Shoot.
What's like the most like awkward celebrity encounter you've had?
It had to be Wale 2014.
Yeah.
I interviewed, Gifted album.
Yeah.
The Gifted album, let me tell you when it was. I'll never forget. It was incredible. I did an interview with Wale for the Gifted album. Yeah, I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
And I still remember that interview like yesterday. It was just a difficult interview.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be there. He
Yeah.
didn't want to, and when we walked in, they told us that, well, it looks like he's on one,
Yeah.
And that interview was good and bad.
Yeah.
Bad in the sense that the energy was just,
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. We didn't like it.
Yeah.
But good, because we still created good content from it.
Yeah.
And it gave me experience
Yeah.
on how
To
navigate
such a
those type of
situation.
situations,
Yeah.
and also how to advise my younger artists and entertainers in the industry when you get in those positions and probably have those feelings. Remember that you're in a position of promotion.
Yeah.
And you're probably engaging someone and some people that are engaging you for the first time. That impression goes forever.
You've cooked. We need more ingredients. I'll tell you mine.
Absolutely. Tell me.
So it was actually recent.
Which one?
We were at DJ Tune's party.
You were around Whiskey and you didn't know how to act.
No, it wasn't even Whiskey. So I had some Henny in my system, I won't lie. But nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
It was dark, and then I had shades, right?
Yeah.
So I go, and I have a friend of mine, and he introduces me to Malik Berry.
Yeah.
So when I reached, I didn't recognize him at first
Oh.
because I couldn't see. I had shades on. Yeah. So I was like, man, this person I'm talking to right now seems really familiar. I just can't tell who it is. So I'm like, yo, man, can I have your Instagram? Oh my God. And then he's like, yeah. And he's so cool and humble, right? Yeah. So he's not even like pressed. So I give him the phone and he writes Malik Berry. So I get it back. I'm like, oh my God. I remove my shirts. I'm like, man. I'm like, bro, I'm such a fan, bro. Like, is this you? And now the problem is, when I saw the name, now I got too excited. I was like, yo, is it? I've been following you since Juice. My guy was like, calm down.
Calm down.
I got you, brother. We're going to work. That's when I was like, oh, man, I'm doing too much, right? So, like, I'm just like, man, peace, man. Like,
well,
man.
let me tell you something funny.
Bro, it was so crazy.
Malik is just like you, too.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Producer, writer, singer.
Yeah.
Everything.
I love him, man.
Everything.
Yeah.
He created a different sound. He created a different wave.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like the same type of source and energy.
Yeah.
He's so clued on.
Yeah.
He's everything too.
Yeah, I'm such a big fan,
so
man.
If that's somebody you should get in the studio with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He said we will work, man. So hopefully, yeah.
It has to happen.
We'll lock in, yeah.
Malik, make the call. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Joshua Baraka.